Takes podcast show, day 2 in the wraps of the Philadelphia Eagles training camp. Fellas, it is football season. It is almost August. Day 2 is in the wraps. We're going to talk about the Eagles on this show. We're going to get caught up to speed, or catch my father up to speed, who we dearly missed on the last episode.
We did.
I should say he's going to catch us up to speed on his opinion of the new look 76ers. But welcome back, Dad, first and foremost.
Thanks. I'm glad to be back. You guys did a fantastic job without me. I don't think you really don't need me. So I'm just going to make sporadic appearances here and there. Like hearing Noah and Drew Moore, I thought was great. We need to incorporate those guys a lot more. They were more vocal.
Whatever. We needed you on that pod. That was a special pod, dude. That was LeBron.
Somebody had to step up with Shaq not being there.
Yeah, Kobe, dude. I was going for a career high in that game, in that podcast. I was going for my personal best. But no, we needed your reaction to the LeBron signing. We'll get there, but that was a pretty important pod. We can't do without Troy, the founder, the co-founder of this podcast. So,
all right, that's fair. So what are we talking about? The Eagles right now?
Well, Chuck, I want to ask what jersey that is first.
Okay, so I'm glad you asked. This is a 23. It's gonna be LeBron's number, obviously, on the Sixers. However, it is a Jimmy Butler jersey that Drew got me.
Wow, obviously, Jimmy Butler.
My last name is Butler, so it kind of fits. I have a question for you guys though. At what age should a man stop wearing jerseys?
Depends on the man. Like if you're my father, he probably, I don't know if he's ever owned a jersey.
My son has never.
His philosophy.
My son has never seen me wear a jersey. Football,
I never
baseball, basketball, never. Yeah, I stopped wearing jerseys. I stopped wearing jerseys in my 20s. Go ahead, son. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so his philosophy is out the womb. You don't put on a jersey, but I don't know. I've never looked at it like it's like a feminine thing or like,
No.
I feel like it's just.
I'm always mindful of how I dress in public, obviously. And again, being a person of color too, like, I know we shouldn't care what people think, but sometimes you're treated the way your appearance is. So I always want people to treat me. I don't want people to call me bro or man. I want to call me Mr. Butler or Chuck or whatever. So I want to just come off looking respectable. I know it's my thing, so I don't wear a ton of jerseys. If I do, it's in the house. I wore this today. Troy asked me this before the podcast why I'm wearing this jersey, basically. And I know we're going to talk more about the Sixers. I just want to start off by saying that there's been a lot of hate in my world about what's happening with the Sixers. This is after we've been through the process and suffered through that. Even though most Sixers fans were for the process, but it was a lot of missteps in that journey. And now we're doing well, and I'm hearing people saying the team needs to trade one of those players, or the team needs to. It's not going to work. There's only one basketball. Not congratulations on these wonderful moves. Let's see if it works. Great job by your new GM. It's just a lot of negativity that I'm hearing from people that are close to me in terms of living in Connecticut, and there's a whole bunch of fans here of different teams. It's just been a lot of hate with the Sixers. It's more jealousy. So I kind of wore this jersey today. I'm not a big jersey guy, but I kind of wore it today. It's kind of show my support for the team. And you guys know I wasn't a big fan of Morey getting fired. But Mike Gansey, dude, you've been doing your thing. You might need to take over the Phillies if you can handle both teams. So yeah, so that's why I kind of wore it, just kind of represent my team. Yeah, Eagles doing okay, but Yeah, he just turned the team around, and they're not. I don't think he's getting enough credit. I don't think the Sixers are getting enough credit. It's like a lot of just doom and gloom about, oh, the team. It's only one basketball. It's not going to work. Who's gonna do this? Who's going to do that?
And
I'm
what's
just trying to like
frustrating
live
is
in a
they're
moment.
just and they're baseless claims. Like I don't know if you heard any of Draymond Green's podcast or whatever show
I
he
heard
was on
clips.
talking about the Sixers
I heard clips.
and talking
His
about how
podcast is
VJ
good though.
Edgecombe is going to be. He does have a good podcast, but the claim about VJ Edgecombe being the biggest loser on the Sixers after their moves this offseason, it just goes towards what you were saying, that people are just jealous and they want to try to break the team apart because he didn't get LeBron, because LeBron isn't where they want him to be, because they don't like the Sixers, they don't like Philadelphia. And it's just funny. But I know like that stuff's never going to get to VJ. Like Maxey, like he's done it. I'm sure he's done a great job with him. Obviously, he had a great first year, rookie year, but just like off the court stuff like that, he's a mentally tough kid. Like that kind of stuff isn't going to get to him. And I don't think it's going to get to this team, but they better get used to it because the whole league's going to be out to get him now that they have LeBron James and arguably one of the best starting fives we've seen in a while. The league is going to be out to get him. There's going to be a lot more reports that are going to try to break them apart. So
yeah,
it's got to
I
be
think people
something
are
they
kind
get
of
used
waiting
to.
for them to fail or not get out the box quickly, and that could happen. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to wait to talk about the Sixers. I have some thoughts. I still want to hear Troy's thoughts on some things, but if you guys want to wait, you want to talk about Eagles first?
Yeah, we could get into some notes from camp. I don't know if you guys heard Jihad Campbell. They are officially moving him from being kind of like they looked at him as being like a hybrid rusher, inside linebacker. He's strictly going to be an inside linebacker this year. Like he won't have a role on the edge. And that's probably more of a natural position for him. I mean, he's super talented. I think that playing on the edge alone would kind of waste what he's able to do. So I'm excited to see him embrace that inside linebacker role. And they have it seems like they have a good amount of edge rushers or guys that are at least going to compete for reps in that role. So I'm excited to see what Jihad does this year playing
I
in
am. I am
that
too. I
position.
don't remember him playing much on the edge last year. I know it was kind of talked about, but I don't remember seeing him too much on the edge. I love our linebackers. I think he's gonna be fine. I miss Nakobe Dean, my boy. I got to keep an eye on him. But even Trotter, the third string linebacker, the Eagles they feel like they're pretty stacked at linebacker. Their defense in general. This is the third year under Vic. For the most part, it's the same core of players. So I'm excited about what they're going to do defensively, and just some early reports about just the offense. It looks so much different than it has in the past. So I'm excited about this team. But I think even with that, I think the conference and the division, the Rams look really, really tough. The Eagles may be better, but they may, who knows, they may not even win a division or win as many games as last year, even though they might be a better team.
Yeah, Dallas should be tough. New York, obviously, are on the rise with their young core that they have now. I am excited. I heard a couple of things about Devontae Smith, just to go on the other side of the ball, how he was matched up against Quinyon and he kind of won a couple of battles. I cannot wait to see him own this number one role as the number one wide receiver on the Eagles this year. I cannot wait I feel like we might see the best of Devontae Smith because he's been a guy his whole career. He's been doubted against, too skinny. He's not like Deshaun Jackson, blazing fast. He's never been the fastest guy, never the biggest, never the strongest, but he continues to be the best player on the field more times than not when he's out there. And he's done it his whole career. And this is just another opportunity for him to prove people wrong. Oh, he's never been the number one. He's going to get all the best corner looks now. Okay. I cannot wait to see what Smitty does. I'm so excited to watch him.
I agree. I just think this offense as a whole is going to look a lot different, and hopefully it shuts some of the Jalen critics up. If it's funny, if Ray has shown us anything, Ray, who was on our last podcast, shout out to Ray. talking, BS about Jalen gets the fan base riled up. We got tons of engagement from that clip that you posted, Kobe. What made you post that though? What made you post that clip about Jalen? I don't know if I would have done it. Just it was a genius idea.
I was on the fence about it because we were kind of, I mean, he was trashing Jalen in the beginning, and we're a Philadelphia sports podcast, and I didn't want that to be the look. So I decided to make the post copy of it. Patriots fan makes a crazy chop take. And then I kind of felt bad for throwing Raymond out there like that. So I was like, I should not have, like, as soon as I posted it, I regretted it. I was like, I should not have posted that. That was a messed up thing to do.
Him on it.
But I'm glad that he kind of had fun with it.
Yeah,
he was in the comments. The comments are crazy on that.
Comments are bananas. But this going back to your point about Schmitty, I think his success hourly is tied to Jalen. I feel like Jalen in this offense, who knows? Like, I'm not a offensive expert, but it can't be any worse than last year. I think Jalen has something to prove. And I think this offense as a whole is going to be a lot better. And like I said, I'm really excited about seeing the defense. Third year in this with Vic.
Do you guys think this offense could be better simply because of an addition by subtraction, with just AJ Brown not being here, not being that distraction?
It's hard to say, man. Like, I think Jalen. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I guess Jahai Campbell took over number 11, which I thought was interesting. I thought maybe they wait a year or so before they give that number out.
Why? It's just
and they said that he doesn't fill the jersey out like AJ did, even though AJ was a wide receiver and he's a linebacker. So, Troy, I can answer your question. I think this AJ's presence was enough to shift the defense and have defensive coordinators and cornerbacks up at night before they played the Eagles.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. Not based on last year and the way the defenses came at the Eagles and the way they defended AJ Brown. Like, defense.
Yeah, but that was
from week one. Defensive coordinators, other teams just knew exactly what the Eagles were going to run, and it forced the Eagles into a lot of bad spots. So I don't know how much AJ's presence present. Listen, don't get me wrong. His presence is going to present a problem for the teams that play New England this year. But at this point last year for the Eagles, he's been there for 4 years. Their offense is what their offense is as far as like Sirianni's type of offense. Defense is new. Like they could figure the Eagles out pretty easily. Which
but I don't think it was from day one. I think it did take some time to realize this offensive coordinator at the time was not very good. And I don't know if the offense is going to be. It can't be worse than last year. I think it will be better than last year.
I think the offense should be more dynamic than it was.
Okay, maybe that if the offensive line is healthy, but AJ, even with an off year, had over 70 catches, over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, a lot of
that. Even if Schmitty has a career year, which he probably will, where are you like replacing that production?
But Chuck, a lot of that was him being force fed because he was complaining. Right?
Yeah,
so like
hold up, you should force feed him though. So I know what you're saying. But I think I like force fed.
Right. You're right. But I do like the fact that it seems like they're going to be able to spread this ball around and keep the defense on its toes, spread the defense out.
Yeah.
Almost like a regular NFL offense does. Like, I mean, we didn't have a regular NFL offense compared to other teams. Like, you look at other teams, it's like they were playing a different game than what the Eagles were playing on that side of the ball. So
Chicago, like that offensive coordinator must have made such a big difference.
Yeah.
For Caleb Williams, like it's just even like the Giants to some extent. Jackson Dart looked like dynamic compared to our offense. So anyway, I'm excited about the team as a whole. What I would like to do, and we usually talk about this off the air. Hopefully we can get some before the season starts. I'd love to get like a Dallas fan on and see where they are. I don't follow other teams. That's why when we have, you know, people from other teams on our podcast, I'm always asking like, give me some nudes and notes about your team because I'm curious about it because I have spent so much time on the Eagles, but I'm hoping maybe we could get Jeremiah on again. We could get
We can get
a
Ray
Giants
back
fan
on.
on. If we can get I don't know any Commanders fans at all, guys.
I
But
have
if you can
plenty of
find one, I
Giants
want to kind of
fans
see
we
where
could
they are.
choose from. Plenty of
What's that?
Giants fans. Plenty of Giants fans.
Plenty
in
of
my
Giants
friend,
fans.
in my friend group we could choose from.
Plenty of Giants fans. But I want to get like some of those people on just to see where their team is, how they're feeling about. See, like we did last year with the we started out with the Cowboys. We had Ray and Jeremiah on. That was fantastic. So yeah.
As far as Jalen, I feel like to answer your question, Chuck, Jalen in particular, I think that not having AJ, it's going to be an adjustment, but I think mentally it's going to make things easier for him. Like you said, we talked about the force feeding. He won't have to worry about somebody on the team that might be feeling entitled to get the ball a little bit more than other people. I feel like for a quarterback, that can be a lift off the shoulders a little bit. And that might allow him to play a little more free and have to think a little bit less about like where the ball needs to go. And I did like that we heard Jalen looks faster in camp. Like there were a few notes that talked about how he was moving and he just seems to be in a good place physically. And yeah, I just hope that mentally it's he's able to embrace this new era without AJ.
Yeah. I still believe you should be force feeding your best receiver. So I'm hoping they force feed Smitty. But someone had mentioned, they're going to spread it around. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's the right way. I just know really good teams find their best receiver and try to get him the ball as much as possible. And I felt like there were too many times last year they were doing checks down to what's the running back, the white dude,
Will Shipley.
Will Shipley. Oh, I want to like rip my TV off the wall and throw it out the window. Like just force feed it to AJ. I was screaming that, but we'll see what happens. I think that the offensive is a little bit more diverse. Um,
I actually don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of force feeding to Devontae
okay,
because
you might
we
be right.
saw that with AJ. I think because he's so great after the catch, you kind of want to get him the ball as much as possible so he can do things. Devontae isn't as great after the catch, but he's a guy that is so reliable when you throw to him. There's 9 times out of 10 he's going to catch it. So you do want to go to him, but I don't think that they're going to be in a spot where they feel like they need to force feed him and like get the ball in his hands time after time after time again. But like when they're third down, when they need a conversion, you can expect them to go to Devontae. But I do feel like it's going to look more balanced as a
Yeah,
whole this year.
What I would
and I was
love to
only
see, what I would love to see, and I don't know, I haven't watched a lot of Green Bay games, and I don't know if they did this, but I would love to see Saquon coming out of the backfield, catching more passes,
mm,
because the defenses, that's not what they expect from the Eagles. They just expect to hand it off to Saquon. So for him to come out of the backfield maybe 3, 4 times a game with a pass, I think that opens everything up even more. I would love to
yeah.
see that.
How much do you guys, speaking of running backs, how much do you guys think we'll see of Tank Bigsby as like a change of pace back behind Saquon?
So it was only one day, but again, this is a podcast I listened to yesterday. They're doing a podcast every day about the Eagles. They actually Tank was one of the players that stood out for them for their one day of practice. One day of practice, who knows? Um, and they phrased it in a interesting way. They was like, listen, this is his last year of his rookie year. The Eagles probably, according to them, may not re-sign him, so they feel like they're going to use him up as much as possible, because he may not be an Eagle next year if he has you know a career high in touches and he gets hurt. It is what it is because they're not going to re-sign him anyway. So I think they're going to use him a lot. Um, these were insiders that were kind of talking, so they've talked to coaches, so they had a feeling that he's going to be used a lot. But he was one of the players that stood out on day one. What that means, who knows? But I hope so. I hope so. Like every time he touches the ball, he seems super dynamic. So I hope they take advantage of that. And Saquon's, I think he's still going to be super productive, but just take some of the carries away from him occasionally. Yeah. It was so weird with him last year. Even like on plays they gave up on, they were like, they were like, it was 3rd and long. They would do a draw. They would do it with Saquon. He would get smashed in the backfield. Put another person in there. If you're going to run a draw, why do you have to use Saquon to do that? So,
listen, we don't have to talk about the dumb coaching from last year.
Yeah, I know. I'm having flashbacks of the craziness that happened last year. That was dumb.
The idiot is gone.
Yeah,
he's an idiot rolled into a moron.
Gosh, I will not miss those episodes week after week. The same conversation.
We'll see what happens this year. What do you guys? Anything about Makai Lemon? I heard he caught a couple passes in day one. I haven't heard anything about day 2 of training camp.
Day two. It seems like the defense had a better day.
Okay.
They got the better of the offense, but Wicks, he did have a nice catch from Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts.
Who did? Wicks. Okay. Okay.
Threw it up to Wicks. Wicks climbed the ladder. Got it. It looked good. Looked real nice.
Okay.
But that's all I heard about it.
Yeah, they seem deep at wide receiver. So I'm so interested in how this team's what it's gonna look like. Because I don't think top heavy. They're not as top heavy as they were last year, but overall, I think they have more depth at wide receiver.
What do you think will be more fun to watch, the offense or the defense from the Eagles this year? Because we all talked about the defense. Like, I look forward to watching that defense every week last season. But do you think the offense will catch up this year? Or do you think it'll be the same?
No, I don't think this offense will catch up to the defense. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I think this defense could possibly be the best defense in the league. Possibly up there with the Rams and Seattle. They could be really good. I still have concerns with the with our safety positions. Yeah, but other than that, I like this defense.
I love the defense. But at the end of the day, it's an offensive league. I think I'm less stressed when the defense is on the field. But in my heart, I would really like the offense to perform. I get more of a thrill, obviously, out of watching the offense. But the last couple of years, that defense has been incredible, and I think like it's this, except for safety, like Troy said, it's about the same people, which is great playing under Vic. I think he's having a press conference tomorrow. I love Vic's press conferences. He's so honest, and we should have saw that coming like some of the things. So the second corner last year, we all thought it was going to be what's the dude's name from Georgia?
Ricks? Eli?
No. The we thought he was going to be the second corner last year. Big dude. Why am I drawing?
I know you're talking about. I'm drawing a blank on him too.
Yeah. So, but Vic was like,
here?
No. Yeah, he's still on the team. He's special teams. He's a good special teams player, but he's
Riggs.
No, the tall dude with the dreads.
Keely Ringo.
Keely Ringo.
Oh.
Everyone thought it was going to be Keely Ringo last year, and Vic every press conference like, no, he wasn't playing him. He wasn't like giving him a lot of compliments. But in our head, it's going to be Keely Ringo, and it never was. And I learned from that, saying, okay, when Vic talks, I'm gonna really listen to what he says, and I'm just going to watch what he does on the field. That's going to tell us everything. So I think every position is pretty much set, except for probably the second safety. So I'm interested on how he sees.
Well, Jacorian Bennett was bumped up to the second team at cornerback. Keely Ringo was bumped down to the third team. Today.
So what about no? He can't be this. No, the guy we got from Seattle should be the second one.
No, the second team. Kelly Ringo's on the third team.
Oh, he's on the third team.
Yeah, like so. I don't know if Kelly Ringo's
It's weird
gonna
because
be here too much longer, dude.
he's built like Captain America.
Yeah,
He
that means
can't
nothing.
get on the field.
That means nothing.
It's crazy.
Maybe
It's
he's out of
absolutely crazy.
position. Maybe he should be a linebacker or something.
Well, he's a great special teamer, but he looked lost against. Remember the Washington game last year?
Yeah, that Joker is lost.
He is lost. And Vic was telling us, but I wasn't listening. I won't do it again. I'm really looking forward to this press conference tomorrow.
Is it too early to go into season prediction records for the Eagles?
Yeah, it's too early.
Too early. Okay, so we'll get into that a
It's too early.
little bit later. It would definitely be too early to go into that for the Sixers as well, with their season starting even later. But want to transition into the Sixers. Got a couple of questions in the mailbox from the chat. Chuck, should we trade LeBaron Philon Jr. for an upside big?
Wait, hold on.
Upside 5.
What idiot asked that question?
That was me.
That's your boy.
Hold up, before I.
You're not serious though, right? You're not serious.
No, I'm serious. I do want to
Okay.
throw some names out there for you guys. But Troy, the world was waiting for your take on the LeBron signing. We had
All right,
to wait.
so
I
I
want to hear
found
that
out.
first.
All right, so I found out
It's news to me too.
while I was in bed trying not to die. Right, so I'm in bed, and my wife had been checking on me all day, all morning, and she comes up, and I was sleeping. She comes up, she's like, how you feel? I'm like, She's like, you need anything? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, you're not watching TV? I'm like, no. Like, I'm trying to sleep. She's like, where's your phone? And I'm like, what's going on with all these questions? And she turns the TV on, and she turns to ESPN, and I'm like, oh, they must have signed LeBron James. And as soon as it came up, it said LeBron James signed a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. And she looked at me and she was like, aren't you excited? And I was just like, huh, yeah, that's something. And rolled over and went back to sleep. I just I didn't have the energy to just to enjoy it. Like I really didn't enjoy it because I was out of it.
Yeah, you were very quiet in the chat. I knew something was happening.
Yeah, I'm not feeling great. But listen, I was shocked by it. I'm extremely happy. Chuck, you and I had a conversation about this was off after our last pod. We had a conversation about LeBron and why I really wanted him here. And it's not necessarily because I think he's going to come in here and drop 30 points and do all the stuff that he did when he was a 25-year-old. He's not doing that. I wanted him here specifically since we got Jaylen Brown because I wasn't sure how the dynamic was going to be. Forget LeBron. I didn't know how the dynamic was going to be with the Jaylen Brown coming in as a championship player, as a finals MVP on this team and trying to be a leader and trying to have Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey follow him. I don't know how that was going to be received by one Maxey and two Embiid. I don't think it was going to go down well with those three guys. On the floor, it may have been fine. I'm just thinking there would have been a different type of dynamic in that locker room that concerned me. Even though I still want him here. I want Jaylen Brown here. He makes the team a lot better. I wanted LeBron James because LeBron James comes in and you don't even have to worry about all of that because all three of those guys are going to look to LeBron James as that leader, as that, hey, guys, this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it from day one. And there's not going to be anybody that's going to say, LeBron, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And B could very well say, I'm an MVP in this league, Jaylen Brown. You don't know what you're talking about. Maxey could very well say, yo, this is my team. It's not your team. You don't know what you're talking about. None of that's happening with LeBron James. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I thought that was.
He's the ultimate leader. And he's the type of leader that rallies guys around him. So like that is the main reason why I wanted him here, along with the basketball stuff. He makes them a smarter team. He'll get everybody involved. I don't know what Draymond's talking about with VJ. VJ is probably going to benefit the most with having Jaylen Brown, Maxey, and LeBron James to learn from on both sides of the ball. Like with Jaylen Brown, like I can imagine him and Jaylen Brown locking up some perimeter for like a half, right? LeBron James teaching them how to play off the ball, how to cut, when to take a shot, what's a good shot, like all this stuff. And VJ, listen, he took a major step as a rookie. He's probably going to take a major step again as a second year player when you have LeBron James. Think about all the players that LeBron James has played with, all the marginal players that he has played with, and he got them very big contracts. The Boobie Gibsons, the Dronis Ilgauskas, Delonte West, J.R. Smith, Matthew Dellavedova, all of these guys, he got them paid because he made them a better player. He's just going to do the same thing for VJ. There's no doubt in my mind.
I agree with that. This a couple of things that you mentioned. What I want to know, you guys, if it goes wrong, what would that look like? Is it injuries? Is it too many alphas on the team? Is it Embiid having a hard time giving up his status as the face of the franchise? Like, what would it look like for this experiment not to work? And I know that's, to me, it's a really small percentage of it not working. I think at minimum, to me, and again, this might be hyper. At minimum, they should get to the conference finals.
Yeah,
That's like the minimum.
I think the biggest reason why it wouldn't work is injuries to me,
I would,
and that's injuries to any number of players. Doesn't have
yeah, I
to
would
be
agree.
Embiid. It could be it could be anybody that has a major injury. That's the reason why it may not work.
Ye-
I would love to see this team, even with the egos. Like LeBron, obviously LeBron has an ego, but he's a team player. Like he knows he doesn't need to score 25 points a game. Probably doesn't even care about doing that. Jaylen Brown, I think Jaylen Brown's problem with the Celtics was that he was just as good as Jason Tatum, but they didn't treat him as well as Jason Tatum. He didn't get the same respect as Jason Tatum in that city and from that organization, right? But he played just as well as Tatum. So, like Tatum gets hurt, Jaylen Brown leads his team to the second best record in the East, and they want to trade him for Giannis. Now, listen, trade him, you get traded for Giannis. To me, that's a feather in your cap, right? Like that's Giannis. So if somebody wants me for Giannis, that's great. But again, there was a level of disrespect, and I'm sure Jaylen Brown was probably like, "Listen, man, I don't, I'm not going to take a back seat to him, right? Like, but it doesn't mean he's not going to take a back seat anywhere else. It was just like in that situation, he probably felt like I've done everything I can to prove to you that I shouldn't have to take a back seat to anyone, and you're still trying to give me that back seat. So I think that was the whole dynamic over there. So like,
Tr-
go ahead.
No, I agree with you, Troy, but you can see why people are skeptical on Jaylen Brown not conforming to taking a back seat in Philadelphia
Okay, that's
because,
fair. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, you can see. I agree that maybe the problem was in Boston. He's
right.
coming somewhere else with a chip on his shoulder to prove that he can be a team player. By the way, I think he will probably be our leading scorer. I think he's going to take
Probably
more shots than anyone else.
correct.
Um, but I can when people say that, I can kind of get it until he proves them wrong. It's a legitimate argument.
Yeah,
But
but like exactly. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, after what you said about the Sixers before they got LeBron and how you were concerned about that dynamic, after
Hmm.
you saying that, I kind of do agree with it, because Jaylen Brown is coming into a situation where he's now like arguably the best player on the team, and like you said, Finals MVP, has that championship pedigree, and he's gonna be that leader. Is he gonna be somebody that's gonna try to go for league MVP? Like, does he have that in his ego? Is he gonna try to compromise, the Sixers being the best possible team they can be, so he can have individual accolades? Like, I don't know if
Oh,
that would have been the case, but I feel like with LeBron, I do feel a lot better about that not being the case.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think that's happening with LeBron on the team.
yeah, Troy. And I think
But do
when
you
you
do you feel
mentioned
like
that,
he would have had that mindset, Dad,
He could have had
to
that
like, I
mindset.
want to win league MVP?
Not league MVP, but just come in here as you guys haven't done anything. I have, so listen to me, right? And I
quite
don't know how
honestly,
that
if they didn't get LeBron and he had the attitude, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have minded, because
possibly,
this is.
probably,
But
probably,
Troy,
right?
when you had mentioned that after the podcast, that actually put it over the top for me. I said, you know what? I think Troy's absolutely right, and I was on board with the LeBron side. I didn't think they would get him, but I was like, oh,
Hmm.
I think Troy's absolutely correct. He's like the liaison between what what could have been a two alphas kind of butting heads, and now they have like an adult in the room. I
Correct.
said, listen,
He's the
this is the way we're going
equalizer.
to do it. I'm gonna control things, but I'm gonna get all of you guys involved. You don't have to worry about much. I got it. And yeah, so I was on board after you had mentioned that.
Ideally, I would love to watch this team play like the Spurs in like 2000 and what year was that? 14, 2014 when they beat Miami.
You
And
want to
you
see?
like, I
Let's
want
not
to
get
see
ahead
them
of
play like
ourselves.
that, dude.
Oh,
But
you want
that's
to see
how I
them
want to see
play
them
like
play.
that?
I want to see them play like that, where you had guys that could. You have four guys on the court that could score 25, 30 points a game, but they were each scoring 18 to 25, and you never knew which guy was going to go off that night. You never knew which guy was going to shoot the ball. They're making the extra pass. Like, they have the ability. If they continue to make the extra pass, they're going to they're going to completely gas defenses because you have five guys on the floor probably at all times, unless until you bring in Barlow, that can knock down a 3-point shot.
So let me just speak to that real quick. There's Kobe kind of hinted at it. I want to talk about Phylon and what you
Hmm.
think his role is going to be. But before we talk about that, I'm not saying Draymond was correct. Like some of the stuff he's saying, he's just not close enough to the Sixers to kind of, I think, kind of get it. Even with some of the hate I'm in my life from people who follow basketball, but they don't follow the Sixers like we do. But do you guys see the benefit of VJ coming off the bench? He's not
I
going to
thought
be.
about it.
He's not going to get like a lot of on ball
Thought about it too.
action with LeBron, Maxey, Jaylen Brown. He's going to be kind of sitting in the corner doing his thing.
I thought about it.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I don't think they're going to do it unless the team gets off to a rocky start and they may, change some things up. But I don't think it's a terrible option where he can come in a second team with him and Anthony Simons, and he's on ball and he's the focus of the offense. Um,
But that depends
Yeah,
on. Go ahead, son. Go ahead.
I thought about it. I was gonna say, because I talked about on a previous podcast how I was looking forward to seeing Phylon play with VJ because of his tendency to be a he's a scoring point guard, but to be a floor general and look for other guys, and VJ being that guy in transition that can get loose. I was looking forward to seeing, when we're thinking about combinations, who would look best together. I was thinking about that combination and getting excited about it. So you saying that, him coming off the bench, I don't think it would be ideal for him in his career, but it would be. I would like to see those two definitely on the court together. So
What? Cool. I don't think Phylon is getting any burn. I could be
yeah, I
wrong.
know you
I
don't
don't
think he's gonna
see
play.
it.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
I
Like
don't
why?
know
Why?
why.
After
He
I
listen,
thought I
after LeBron, he's our best passer on the team. He's our best ball handler on the team. Probably more so than LeBron is. Like he's going to get a chance. All right. I'm not
I don't
saying he's
think
going
so.
to make the most of it. He's going to get a chance to play because
I think
who
I think
so what do you so the start lineup is the start lineup. Who do you think is the next five?
KCP again. I'm not in necessarily particular order.
Uh-huh.
KCP, Anthony Simons. If we're going like bigs, obviously either Bona
No, just give
or
me the next five off the bench. Your top 10.
okay. So Bona, KCP, Anthony Simons. Um,
Your boy Dean Wade.
Dean
Dean
Wade.
Wade, my favorite player who averages 5 points a game, and then probably Barlow or um, Jabari Walker. Isn't that right?
So my next five would be Phylon, Simons, KCP, Wade, and Bona or the kid we got from the Knicks. I don't he that guy. I
Yeah.
don't know about Bona,
We're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to talk about the backup
but
center in a
LeBron can
second.
make Bona look great if they play together. But
Okay.
go ahead.
Correct. Correct.
So you see him. Okay, maybe. I just think
So
he's
listen,
a rookie. He's slight. Who's he going to defend right away? Yeah, he's a great
Wait,
passer,
Chuck.
but you have tons of people can initiate offense.
He's a
Tons.
good. He's already a good defender. He was a very good defender as a freshman.
Yeah,
He had to step back
he's
from that because they
175
needed him to
pounds.
score. So what? So
Okay.
what?
All right.
So you're not going to play him just because he doesn't weigh
No,
10 more
I
pounds?
don't think he's. I just have a hard time believing, and maybe he will, but I think they're. I hope you're right.
to
I
be
think there's
fair,
just other
Chuck,
needs.
to be fair to Chuck's point, Nick Nurse did have 4 guards on the team last year, and Tyrese, VJ, Quentin Grimes, and Jeremy McCann, and he found a hard time getting them all to play together, and he found a hard time getting Jared on the court. I know he was coming back from an injury, but like I was even watching the team and saying, yeah, it's going to be hard for Jared to get on the court with this team, and a part of it was because of the fact that Nick Nurse didn't really. I feel like he wasn't doing the best job with the minutes. We could see that happen again with these 4 guards, and especially with Phylon being a rookie. Yeah, maybe Nick
I'm,
Nurse doesn't trust him,
okay, and I'm going to tell you
but
like this. Nick Nurse is on the clock. Nick, Nick Nurse, if anything starts going wrong, LeBron's probably going to have him out of there
Well, he's a
with the
clutch
quickness.
client, so I don't know
I,
if he would do that.
all right, well then he'll start listening to LeBron. Hey, you need to play Phylon
Oh
more.
yeah,
You need to take
I
Maxey
see
off the
that
bench.
happening
You
more
need
than him being
Okay,
fired.
that's fair.
But I
Like
think
Nick Nurse, whatever was going on with Nick Nurse last year with his minutes and Maxi and VJ, that's not going to happen again. I think Bob Myers is more involved. You have a new GM. I don't think it's going to happen.
are you guys comfortable with the backup center situation?
No,
Okay, so that's why I mentioned Phylon. Here's some names, and you guys can tell me if you would do this. Would
hmm
you trade Phylon
no,
for?
no. Go ahead.
Would you trade Phylon for
before
Malawach?
No,
the kid from Duke,
Yeah.
no,
Would you trade him for Thomas Sorber?
no,
Would you trade him for Derek Lively?
no. Can't we get Lively without trading Phylon for him?
No,
Why can't we?
I
because
listen.
I don't think that type of. I
I
think
wouldn't
those
trade.
types of big are at a premium. Rim running, uh, rim protecting, athletic bigs. Like that's the kind of big you want when Embiid misses his 35 games. And to your point, just getting back to like the whole Phyline getting some burn, he could because I don't know. What's the over under for you guys on the starting five playing start to finish, finishing a game? Like, how many games do you think they're going to play together, start to finish?
I would hope they play 40 games. I
Wow,
would hope.
I was thinking like 25.
I was I I'm hoping they play 40
Okay,
and maybe more like 30.
so Phyline could get some burn because I don't think they're going to play a ton of games together. I think they're going to play less than half the season together. Um, but my biggest concern is when Embiid is not there, who who's going to be. I'm not really comfortable with the backup situation. That's why I mentioned taking Phyline because we don't need another on ball player and trading him and getting a young um, big with some potential. I love Thomas Sorber.
Here's the
And
thing,
again,
Chuck.
that's from YouTube from last year when he was drafted. I think he's a good player.
Here's the
Malawach,
thing.
I don't know,
He-
but he was a high draft pick last year.
Yeah, he was top 10.
Top
Here's
10.
the
I
thing.
would
You're
I
you're
would
saying that you're saying that we don't need another on-ball player for
we don't.
this year. What
Okay,
about
yeah.
next year? What about next year when Anthony Simons is gone and
Next year when
KCP is
Embiid's a
gone?
year older and LeBron has an option year on his contract, like
Yeah,
is he
right. We're gonna miss Phylon then. Like, yeah, he's a rookie. I'm not I'm not gonna give him up for a backup center
well
when we're gonna
the
need him.
the guys I mentioned were these heir
Is
apparents.
any of those guys that you mentioned, are they significantly better than what we have right now?
Those guys I mentioned, I picked them because they remind me of Robinson from the Knicks, like a guy who that could rebound and protect the rim. I think they could be heir apparents to Embiid, and I think they could give us better minutes at the center position than Bona and Ariel Laporte. So that's why I kind of mentioned them. But listen, I could be totally wrong. I really don't think. I think having Phylon right now is a luxury. I think he's not gonna get a lot of minutes. So if we could use him to get a young big with some potential, and maybe
I
would you do it for Alex Sarr?
no, no, I wouldn't do
Wow.
it for Alex
Okay.
Hart. I'm not that big on Alex Hart for some reason.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
So
the
I just think we
I
need I
just
think we
wouldn't
need
do
a.
it. I wouldn't do it if we had a few other young guards on the squad outside of VJ, or if we picked up young guards, not Anthony Simons and KCP. Maybe I would be more willing to look at sacrificing Phylon. But no, I'm not going to sacrifice Phylon just because we got some older guards on the team that aren't going to be here next year.
who
So
who's so next year when Embiid's a year older.
we're not
Who's his
going to
heir
replace.
apparent? Is this not on the
We're
roster right now?
never. We're never. No, he's not on the roster. He's not on anybody's roster right now. We can't replace that. We can't replace
Well,
Embiid.
I'm not. I'm asking like a Mitchell Robinson type. I'm not asking for an Embiid type. Like
I
I
would
also
much
feel like
I
the
just
rather.
feel like he's a
Sixers.
luxury.
I would much rather. I would pretty much fire my development coaches and hire new ones to develop Bona better than
You got
trade.
you and these
Than
coaches.
listen. Again, we had this conversation before. When's the
Okay, we
last
always
time
got
we developed a 3-point shooter on this team, or a 3-point shooter came to this team and actually got better?
Dana Barrows.
Right, right. That's the last time. So I think we have to look into our development coaches and ask the question, how come nobody really gets better? And when I say nobody, I don't mean our superstars. They get better on their own. I'm talking about the marginals. I'm talking about the margins. Those players. Like, how come we can't get Justin Edwards to take that step up where we don't need KCP?
Oh, I forgot Justin Edwards. You got to throw him in a top in a five.
I
Your boy
can't throw
just
him in
took
the
he
five.
just took another drop down in the rotation.
Yeah,
I give the
like
Sixers credit. They have like 12, 14 playable players on the
they do.
squad.
They're and like I want to keep that. I want to keep that. Right?
But
I
you
mean,
you
think
don't think
about
getting a big again an heir apparent to you don't, the guys I named, I think they could be a future
it's
starting center for the Sixers.
it's
I don't
not
think you would want to sacrifice Filan right now to
yeah,
do
it's
that.
not worth
That's the
sacrificing a
thing.
player for.
The logic is there,
Forget
Chuck.
Byline.
I get the logic. Like
He's
it makes sense
KJ.
on paper to an extent. I still think that they would like to have that depth at guard, but
Okay,
I
fine.
get your logic behind it. It's just that the risk doesn't like the reward
The
isn't
reward is
worth the
not gonna. It's
risk,
not worth the risk.
All right. When Embiid's missing,
especially when they could be betting on a year 3 leap from Bona. I know it doesn't seem likely right now, but he is still a young player that
he's trash.
should take a leap, and they are expecting Joel Embiid to play more games than he did last year, having a full offseason
So what
with
what
no
happens when you
rehab.
bring in what happens when you bring in Malachi and he comes in here and he looks exactly like Boner because we don't develop him, right?
There is a possibility. Yes, that
So
would be sad. He has a pedigree higher than Bono, so that's why I was hoping.
Sad. I would break a window in this house if that happened.
you're gonna pay for that
we
Why
window.
got
you
rid
guys
of
have
Phylon
like
for-
Phylon's
You're gonna
freaking
pay for that
Kevin
window.
Johnson?
We just got
But
new
if we
windows. You know how much
traded-
they cost? We're gonna pay for that window too.
Why you act like he's Isaiah Thomas? I don't understand. Am I missing something?
It's not about Phylon. Like it's not about him. I wouldn't do it for if we drafted any of the other guards either. I wouldn't do it if we had Jared McCain. If Jared McCain was a guy still on this team, I wouldn't do it. It's not worth it to me. Not for a backup center.
All right. I forgot about Justin Edwards. I don't think he's getting any burn.
I don't
I
think
think
he
it's a
is
luxury
either.
to just have him on the end of the bench. It's fine. I mean, I can deal with it, but
I think he's a guy that's gonna play his way into minutes because at
Who,
the end of the
Justin
day,
Edwards?
he's one of
No,
LeBaron,
Phylon.
LeBaron.
Oh.
But that's my opinion. You did put an interesting question in the rundown chat as well, Chuck. Who will be introduced last during the player intros? Do we think?
I
I
think
think
it
it has
should
to
be.
be Embiid.
I think it'll be Embiid. It'll still be Embiid.
I
Where's
It's not
think
gonna be
it has to
LeBron?
LeBron. It's not
LeBron
gonna
should
be
be
LeBron.
first.
LeBron
should
to be first.
Yeah. LeBron to be
Where's
first.
Where's
Just to-
Jalen Brown?
To get the
No,
crowd,
LeBron to be first.
BJ.
Or you go VJ, Jalen
If you
Brown,
really want to hype the crowd up,
Le-
yeah.
LeBron, Maxey, and then Embiid. Or you go LeBron first, Jalen Brown second, VJ, Maxey, and Embiid. But I
Jalen
think
Brown's
Maxey and Embiid.
Jalen Brown's gonna get on Twitch and go off after that. He's gonna be like,
Wait,
"How
You
dare
want
they? How
he-
dare
he-
they?"
You think he should be?
No, I
announced
think
last?
I like him second. I think Maxie should go first. He's our like our child we watch grow up. I think he deserves. I think the two premium spots are first and last. I
Okay.
think Maxie should go first, then JB, then VJ,
Then LeBron and
then LeBron and Embiid.
Okay,
Embiid has
that's
to go last,
interesting.
or he's gonna throw a fit.
or you go around robin.
Embiid ain't having it. Embiid's not
Let's
having
go
it.
around robin. Listen, every week one person gets announced last. Deal with it. Every week. So every 5 weeks, it's your turn to be announced last.
Even if they start Dean Wade, your boy.
Even if they start Dean Wade.
I can't wait to see LeBron throw that chalk up into the air after those intros, though. What an image. In Xfinity Mobile Arena. What a image.
Fellas, we have LeBron James on the Sixers.
Do you?
I've said that like
That's
10
crazy.
times.
Yeah, I still worry about the alpha.
The circus.
Yeah, and
It's a good circus. It's a good circus to have, dude.
Would you rather
It's a
the
great
Ben Simmons
circus.
circus?
Like, we've had so many bad circuses in this organization in the past 10, 12 years. This is a good circus. This is a circus you want to bring your kids to.
You want to stay all day at
Like
the circus.
you want to stay all day, eat some popcorn,
Funnel
watch
cake.
the clowns come out of the cars and stuff like that.
Even if LBJ
This
Not with
isn't
Troy,
the
though.
circus. This
Can't
isn't the
bring Troy to
circus
that
where all
circus.
you see is the elephant shitting on the side of the tent. I don't like those circuses. That's what the Sixers were the last 15 years. Elephants shitting on the side of the tent.
Can't bring Troy to the circus with the clowns though. You gotta leave her at home.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta leave her home.
Suppose LBJ is like, get Phylon out of here and bring Bronny in.
You better not. You
That's
better
where
not.
you-
That's
that's where you
gonna
sit
be.
him
He's already
down.
started. He's
That's
already
where you
started
take.
with
That's where you just take his crown for a second and say, "Hold on."
No, you're not doing this. You're only here for 2 years, dude. We're not doing it. Listen, you already got your other son here in Philly.
Speaking of which, speaking of sons, I think that LeBron would love to come on this podcast. Father son dynamic. He's a father. He's got two
I'll
sons.
take him or Bronny. Either
Got it.
one. Bronny or LeBron. Either one I'll take on the podcast.
We got to make that pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What else?
How are the Phillies doing, fellas? Who do they play today?
Come on, man.
They're
Stop
up
it.
to them. They got swept by a
they-
team that lost.
They've
12
they've been off the last 2 weeks. They've been off since the All-Star game. That's
Yeah,
all.
The
I
only
don't-
thing that's saving them is LeBron signing.
LeBron
No one's ever
James.
Yeah,
LeBron
no one's
James
ever
is saving
thinking
them.
about it.
Yeah, I don't know how we
Um,
let you guys steal one.
Hold up. Before we get off of that, any concern that I guess LeBron hasn't been doing press conferences after the Miami one, and he talked about not one, not two, not three, whatever. He hasn't been doing any press conferences after he signed with a new team. But where's Jalen? Every time I look at Jalen Brown, he's in another part of the world. Why hasn't he had a press conference, and why hasn't Embiid said anything about these signings? He hasn't said anything. He's been like super quiet.
What do you want him to say? You want him to have a press conference
Welcome
about
to
the signing?
Philly. Like, give me like a picture of
Maybe he did with them. He had conversations with them. It doesn't mean that we should all be privy to those conversations.
Yeah, but it's not his MO not to do that. That's why. Like, he's always
I don't know. He's not, I don't remember him having.
he's
I don't
pretty
remember
weird.
him saying anything about Jimmy Butler coming here. He didn't say anything about James Harden coming here.
Would
He
you
didn't say
agree
anything
he's
about
pretty
Paul
pro
George
ball?
coming here. What'd you say?
What was the last time, PG?
He didn't even say
Well,
anything
he
about
asked for
LeBron.
PG.
Did he tweet?
He asked
He
for
didn't say anything
PG.
about LeBron.
He asked for PG, but he wasn't like tweeting about it. Like that's not his MO. He loves to tweet, but him tweeting about players coming on to his team or leaving his team, he leaves that alone. So I don't have any problem with that.
And I heard some. I don't know if you guys heard some chatter about him and LeBron spoke, and he told LeBron that he was
Healthy.
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll
right.
see. But him and Jalen Brown had a little bit of a beef in the playoffs last year. But again, Troy, to your point earlier, I think LeBron being an adult in the room, that's gonna like squash a lot. Those
They didn't
issues.
have any. I don't think they had beef.
That
Like,
was-
every
that was
Did
time
you
friendly
watch the playoffs?
That was
that was
friendly.
competition, dude. That's like
Yeah.
me and you playing on separate teams
Yeah,
and not
but it
going at
was-
each other.
Yeah, but it was still
We're gonna
kind of
go at each
contentious.
other.
I thought it was.
Listen, there are two guys competing for in the seventh game. Like they're going
I
to
agree.
get in each other's faces. Fine, but
I agree.
I do remember damn near after every game, him and JB always talking to each other. So, like I don't read into every little thing that happens between players. But like if I see something consistently, I'm like, okay, they're
I
probably
agree.
cool
But
with each other.
it's July 29th.
And you got to talk about something.
We got to talk about something, brother. So
That's fair.
You got to talk about something.
yeah, so that's where I was going with that.
Well, we'll have plenty more to talk about as the Eagles continue their training camp and as we dive deeper into the NBA offseason and the MLB season. But fellas, going to wrap up the podcast at this point in time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Stay tuned for more content on our Instagram page. Let us know if you'd like to be on the show. And we will be back next week in another episode. Have a great weekend.
Powered by Riverside.